what I do.
Lace up the shoes, chase W's.
Now what I do.
Lace up the shoes, chase W's.
Yeah.
The beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Cleveland Browns. It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4. This is fielded at the goal line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. At their own 18-yard line.
Come on, set. Three. Seven the ending.
Three. Mike.
Echo.
53 is the Mike. 53 is the Mike. You
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Let's go, baby.
10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Ingram again, a first down carry. He'll have a first down past the 40. And down to the 29-yard line. A big effort that time out of Ingram. 43 yards on the ground. Nothing fancy there, a little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut, as you described, and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the Browns' 27-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how we wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. They get the penalty yardage back plus a yard. 6-yard gain, and it's 2nd and 9.
The Browns opted not to pick a running back with their first 2 selections at number 1 and 4 in the first round, but they circled back in the second round and got a really good one in Nick Chubb out of Georgia. Broke off a nice run there, and that's where he's good. Good vision, able to see where the hole is, and make nice gains each time he touches the ball.
A run for Nick Chubb. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Third and short yardage, Mayfield. He finds Beckham, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
First down, Brown.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Landry the intended target, but it'll be second down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On third down, Mayfield. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 36.
A gain of 21 yards.
Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. On the ground, it's Chubb. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on third down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. From the gun, Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 21. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
This is caught, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jarvis Landry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson got him in. It's Brown. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much. And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they? When we talked about him, they did. Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Mike, 44. I got one. Check. 22, Jet, cover. 22, Jet, cover. 44 to Mike, 45.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half. And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And for the Browns, a nickel set here on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore the middle of last year. Led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. But now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 9-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson going to get this out to Brown. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
3rd and 9.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Olivier Vernon able to record his 5th sack of the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and
rare.
excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 23-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Mayfield to throw it. Trying to improvise. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
The Browns on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
A gain of 22 yards.
He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. But following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Browns on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 27-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Mayfield. That's into the hands of Edwards. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. And with his size coming out of the backfield, Usually takes more than an arm tackle to get him down. That's why they like to get him involved in the passing game.
No doubt about it. You saw him running that angle route there and catching the ball. And with his size, not often thought to have hands, but we're hearing that more and more. Guys are doing a better job of catching the ball at any size coming out of the backfield because they need to be a full part of the offense.
And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive. Going. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. A first down throw from Mayfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. Mayfield on play action. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. To throw, Mayfield. And now another one thrown incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
Now Jackson on first down. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
53.
One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. First down, Mayfield. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Marcus Peters came screaming in on the quarter blitz. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And they won't fare much better. Here as he maybe gets back to the line.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up third down.
Good. 180. You can't block me. You can't block me. King! Bravo!
And Mayfield just getting the play off. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's fourth down.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter three, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
58 to Mike.
They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now it's Ingram. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Ingram again. And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
This will be caught by Brown. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. This is Ingram. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On second down now, it's Grant. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down.
Hey, watch this, watch this. Check 13, check 13. Put up.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got Snead. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 24-yard line. Well, Snead figures to be an important veteran presence for Lamar Jackson. 2 years ago, it was a disappointing 2017 for Snead. That was in New Orleans. But then had a bit of a bounce-back campaign a season ago in his first go-around with Baltimore. 62 catches, 650 yards. Did have surgery in the offseason on his left index finger, but back to full health and ready to go. Here's Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5, and he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Following the interception, Mayfield. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
This is Edwards. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll also be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. They run once more with Edwards. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Christian Kirksey. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Jackson now. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
58 for Mike, 58 for Mike. Here we go, D.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. It's complete to Brown, right side. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Oh, and now movement and a whistle, and they may have to rethink their plans on 4th down. Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Well, not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Edwards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
They got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. Every yard they gain getting them better and better field position, and obviously a field goal makes this a 2-score contest. That's really all they need.
And that means for your play caller, he's not looking to the attack portion of his sheet, right? He's looking for, okay, what do we have that's going to keep us in a good spot? No lost yardage plays. Let's kick a field goal.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Dontrell Hilliard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
58, come on.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Come on, QB, come on. 58 to Mike, 58.
Here's Jackson. Gonna throw again. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Travis Carey. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. TJ Green with a pick. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
I'm here all day.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. On second down, it's Edwards. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 11. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here.